gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching the channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense, it is because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I also have another YouTube channel called Latina Diaspora, where I discuss issues pertaining to Latino in the United States. The link to that channel is in the description. For this evening, I am live on YouTube and Facebook, and the subscriber mode has been enabled for the first 5 minutes. Meaning, if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes into the live. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined, I really appreciate your love and continued support. Also, want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into your devices and those who watch from the cloud, even the haters. So what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so already, I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, and set the bell notifications to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live, catch it on a playback. Now, as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is how to deal with haters. Yes. Who are these individuals that try to make lives difficult for us content creators? So what I would do, I would do speak about them and how to deal with them the correct way. Now, before we get into the main topic, we're gonna have another episode of In My Words. Now, earlier tonight, my friend Gigi had a discussion regarding this individual, this passport. They have they have a going overseas and apparently paying women to engage in intercourse, and then wanted to you know display the deed. Now, I don't know a lot about him. What I do know is, okay, that his channel has been deleted for violation of the community guidelines. So apparently, this person was in Kenya, and he decided to use um, a lady of the evening so he could satisfy his kind of lust, and then show it, some. Well, unfortunately, that did not work well for him, and in fact, he's basically persona non grata. I mean, he's like not well respected, well liked. And this is the thing. The problem with a lot of these passport bros is that they go to countries, where the economic conditions is not as well developed. Okay, countries like the Dominican Republic, Colombia, the Philippines, Thailand, and things of that nature, all for the express purpose of engaging with, and of course, with women. Okay. Now, and of course, there's a lot of problems. First of all, there's a women have to engage in what's called the oldest profession in the world in order to survive. So you're talking about a huge economic disadvantage. And also speaks a lot about how that you have to like not only pay someone to engage in intercourse, but you have to like go to a country, a third world country, and not only take advantage of the women over there, but to show such disrespect. Okay. And the problem is when these males do these things, it creates the impression that all foreigners are the same or all Americans are the same. No, there are Americans that go visit other countries not for the purpose of sexual exploitation, but they want to know that they love the country, they love the environment, they love the people, and to just have a good time safely. Okay, because contrary to what people think, you can actually have a good time without being disrespectful towards women, without disrespecting the people. Okay, and apparently this person did not realize that fellow Kenyans would not, respond well to what this person was allegedly doing. Okay, and unfortunately, it's people like that that creates the image of the ugly American. Now, I have been fortunate. I have visited Canada, Mexico, Colombia, Panama, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. Okay, and I enjoyed my time over there. Okay, first of all, the fact of the matter is I speak Spanish, so at least I'm able to communicate. And it's easier for me to try to blend in with the community, even though people can tell by my accent that I'm not a native. But the fact of the matter is, um, when you are visiting someone else's country, you need to be mindful of what's considered acceptable and what's not considered not acceptable. And another thing to bear in mind that you know to another country, things are done differently over there, and you need to be mindful of that. There's a saying, when in Rome, do like the Romans do. In other words, um, try to learn as much as you can regarding the country that you are visiting. Okay. And of course, it does not hurt if you can speak the language. Okay, that's going to definitely, um, you know, make your stay more pleasant. And the fact of the matter is, okay, if you to be disrespectful in another country, you're asking for a great deal of trouble. Okay, because the people there in the country that you're visiting, they're very proud of their country, and they're not going to tolerate anyone visiting their homeland and being disrespectful towards the people or towards the women. That is a fact. And it's hard to believe that we're almost towards the, we're almost three-fourths of the year over. In fact, next this Monday will be Labor Day, which is the unofficial end of summer. Well, technically, summer end on September the 21st. Okay. And of course, as I you know, a whole bunch of parades. Okay. We have the West Indian Day Parade in Brooklyn on Labor Day. And then the following Saturday, we have the Labor Day Parade. And then on September the 21st in Harlem, we have the African American Parade. So if you are into parades, September is a very good month. And of course, September the 15th is the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Now, before I continue, let me state for the record that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to hit that link and opine regarding the topic in hand, they may do so. Please bear in mind that if I never seen you before, if I never heard from you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage to make sure that no one tries to flash anything inappropriate, especially when it comes to the genitalia or porn, which will cause the people of YouTube to take down this. Once I see that you have come up in the backstage and that you're not going to get involved in any shenanigans, you will be allowed onto the panel. Now, whether you decide to cam up or not cam up, that I leave to your discretion. I know that people love to cam up and there's people that don't. Okay. As long as I can properly vet you, I really don't care either way. Now the question is, first of all, why do we have haters? Okay. And who are the haters? Basically, the haters are people that take issue with content creators because of the name, or it could be the issue they may have with the people the creators choose to associate, or it could be something that happened on another platform and which escalated into a situation when they become haters. That's something that all content creators have to deal with from time. Now, these haters will, of course, try to create a false image they'll call you everything but a child of God. They may come to try to disrupt, or they might try to, in some of the more extreme cases, they might try to dox you. In other words, publish confidential information or harass you. Now, why do they do these things? Um, some of them is that they have a beef, and instead of doing the responsible thing and the mature thing, is you know actually having a discussion and expressing they were offended or why they have issue. What they do is they go by their and what they'll do is they'll get their fingers going and Twitter or X as it's not called, and call you every conceivable name um other than the child. And of course, in my 4 years as a content creator, I have dealt with not too many haters, but a few nevertheless. Okay, I have dealt with people who share my content or share my content without my consent. I have had people who use my content to try to attack truly. I had people who have issues with me uh, simply because of the people that I choose to associate. Okay, meaning that these are people that have beef not necessarily with me, but they have beef with the people that I choose to associate. So what they would do is, being that I choose to associate with whom I associate, and sometimes it's associating with those that have beefs, then they'll create beefs with yours too. A lot of the times they will say things or do things to try to elicit a response. Now, I've seen in my time as a content creator that people will say um, offensive things regarding a content creator. So what they would do is that they will respond in kind, say things up, and then it goes back and forth. And next thing you know it, people are trying to out diss each other, things of that nature, and then it escalates to like um doxing. It also escalate to making threats. It also escalate as far as making false reports to certain authorities, mainly children's services, and threats of having your employment terminated. Okay, so seeing how certain individuals go back and forth um, in a never-ending battle of saying nasty things, my philosophy has been to ignore them. Okay, because if I was to engage with these people, what I would be doing is I will be enabling them to continue, and then it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth, and then it never ends. So it's been my philosophy, for the most part, that whenever people say things about me which are nasty, or make accusations Yours truly is to ignore them. Okay. Why? Because look, I've said this before and I will say it again. You cannot control what other people say about you. However, you control what's going to be your response. And it's been my experience by watching other content creators that when people say nasty things and then you say nasty things back, next thing you know, it goes back and forth and it goes on and on. Now, I remember several months ago, um, one content creator had a beef with another content creator, and then reasons unknown to me decided to try to put me into the stupidity and made remarks about me. Okay, so I made the foolish mistake of giving a response and giving basically mild criticism and constructive criticism. And as a result of me doing that, what happened was this person decided to devote at least two whole streams about yours truly. Okay, so since then, I've learned the best way to deal with haters is not to respond, focus the best version of yourself. Okay? Now, I did not know at first, but it took time focusing. Okay, don't engage the back and forth. That bothers the haters big time. It's like it's like it bothers them because they're not able to elicit a response from you. Number one, and it seems to bother them that you're just going ahead and you're just focusing on this version of yourself. And of course, a lot of times the haters will hide behind the avatar. They'll never show themselves. And what they'll do is they'll hide in X, and then they'll get their fingers going, and then they'll paint their false narratives, hoping and praying that you respond. Now, I've been out here as a content creator, so at this point, I think my reputation is pretty much established. Those who know me know that basically I try to get along with everybody. I respect their point of view. And it's my experience that if you believe the false narratives that the haters say about you, they're the ones with the issues, not me. Okay? And one thing you have to bear in mind Hurt people hurt people. That's a reality. And what do I mean by hurt people? I'm referring to those that some sort of emotional that has never been resolved, that has never been dealt with, that individuals who do not have the ability to calm and rationally discuss what is the issue with you. These are individuals that go on emotion, have issues of low self-esteem, and the only way that they feel good about each other is that when they attack others. Hey Gigi, good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. I saw your video regarding that dude that went to Kenya for the purposes of trying to hire a lady of the evening to engage in releasing his condo lost, and how he wanted to air the deed and it didn't work out very well. Okay. And of course, my friend Gigi does have her own YouTube channel where she shares issues regarding mixed people, also talk about gossip and things of that nature. So I'm going to ask that you show some love to my friend Gigi, check out her content, and subscribe to her channel. Okay. And of course, um, my friend Gigi has dealt with a lot of you're quite welcome. Okay. Um, the fact of the matter is, sooner or later, we will all have the haters that we have to deal with. We will have to deal with those immature individuals. There are some of them are jealous of our success. Some of them are triggered because who we are. Some of them are triggered because many unknown factors. And sometimes, I'm going to be perfectly honest, there are times when the haters don't even know themselves why they be hating. And some of them, unfortunately, do resort to harassment. Some of them do resort to doxing. Some of them do resort to making threats. Some of them do also resort to filing false charges with authorities. Some of them will make false accusations to children's services. It's the individual file false reports regarding child abuse against a content creator. Those those agencies have to investigate each accusation. Okay, so what they're doing is they're wasting time. They're spending time on the false accusation. Well, they could be actually doing investigation regarding cases of abuse or neglect, because these individuals instead of dealing with you like like mature adults, file false reports of abuse or neglect. Um, I've never been um, accused of abuse or neglect on anyone, but to go through a false accusation, it's a very uncomfortable, troubling situation. Unfortunately, some of these individuals, they don't think twice. Okay. Now, there's certain things I have done um, to try to try to regulate my cyber home. First of all, I'm enabled the subscriber mode, meaning that first of all, uh, if you're not a subscriber, you need to be a subscriber just to enter a comment. Also, when it comes to people that I don't know that want to get on the panel, I will insist that they come up in the backstage so I can, so making sure that they're not going to try to do anything which will cause you to take down the string. Now, some of them have frankly refused to come up in the backstage, which as a result, they were denied access. Also, there have been people that I had to block because they type place inappropriate comments. There have been people which I have banned from the platform due to their behavior, mainly showing disrespect towards me or showing disrespect to any of the other people on the panel or the chat. I have been fortunate. I have not had to ban a lot of people, but there have been people I had to ban. Okay. And of course, I have my mom who do a very good job um, monitoring the activity in the chat and blocking and removing those individuals that come here not to contribute to the discussion, but to create havoc. Okay. Now, why do they do these things? And like I said, I mean, to be perfectly honest, sometimes I think they don't even know why. I don't speculate on the why because it is not my place. I'm not going to lose any. I'm not going to lose any gray cells. Try to figure out why immature people are going to do what they do. No, I don't have a lot of rules, but by golly, you are going to abide by my rules, or you will not be allowed entry to this platform. It is that simple. And if you don't like my rules, bounce. Okay. All I can say is, if you don't like my rules, don't let the door hit you with a good or split you. Gigi, I don't know if you can hit the link. If you can, great. If not, I get it because um, there are times when you're not able to. So basically, I'm talking about tonight how to deal with the haters, and that's something all got. That's something that we all have to deal with. Okay, or that has any sort of success as a content creator will have haters. Be a content creator on YouTube, whether you be a content creator on Facebook, whether you be a content creator on Instagram, whether you be a content creator on X, whether it be a content creator in Rumble or Twitch or Blue Sky or anyone that has any amount of success is sooner or later will have to deal with haters. Sometimes they will appear as trolls. Okay. But let me make this clear. Not all every troll is a bad troll. You have some trolls that which are humorous, and then you have some trolls where they're frankly are playing that mean. And their mission is to disrupt the stream and make things uncomfortable for you. Excuse me. And excuse me. And of course, there are other ways to like, control the chaos, so to speak. Of course, now I see we have a guest. So let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the record of the panel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you raise your image. Some of the views of people who may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in my guest. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey Jose, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Fine. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm just tired.
Yes,
It's
I
been a
can hear you.
long day and I've been working on my video and I have another video that I have to work on. So I've been trying to get it in these past couple of days as far as putting in this YouTube work. What about you?
I'm fine. I'm just chilling, trying to be the best version of myself. Um,
Mhm.
I have to. I mean, I just had to think. I mean, for that dude to go over to Kenya to try to hire a streetwalker and then try to show them doing I mean, I'm sorry. That's sick.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the video, with your fellow brethren, the passport bros.
Yeah, but okay, but at least this passport, bro, actually spent the time doing a little research about the countries that I visited.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on YouTube right now. I can't even keep up and all the time that it takes to make the video. But it's a lot going on, man. It's a whole other world out there outside of just this sector.
Yeah, particularly when we're dealing with Dr. Umar Johnson and his school and his so-called reality program, whatever, which is basically a date.
Mm. Yeah, well, Dr. Umar is another one who provides a lot of content for people with his shenanigans.
Yeah, but between you and me, I don't think that school is so-called school will ever be opened.
Yeah, nah, it's been too many years. Didn't he say he lost everything?
Well, I'm gonna say, Dr. Mark Johnson, his account has been frozen, and he owed a lot of back tax, back regarding his bill.
I don't know
I
if
don't know if
my
that's true
service
or
is
not.
bad or if your service is bad, but it sounds choppy.
Okay.
But
It could,
whatever, we'll roll
it
with
could
it.
be, yeah. It could be the headphones I'm using. I don't know,
Oh, okay.
but I mean, yeah. But look, I mean, I would say this: Dr. Umar Johnson is the gift that keeps on giving.
I never watch him, so I really don't know what, he be having going on unless something big happens and I see videos, but I don't even watch his content.
Okay. Well, he is the self-appointed prince of Pan-Africanism.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
and he's talking about how black men should have respect towards black women, but yet he has like three baby mamas which he never married, and allegedly he doesn't pay child support.
Oh man, what a surprise.
Yeah, but
You,
I mean,
I was looking over
at
your
this point,
channel. I was looking over your channel and I was like looking at your views for different topics. And I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed that the videos that had the most views on your channel were the ones uh about red pill and incels. So you might want to dive into those topics as well because I seen that you got pretty
I,
decent views on those topics.
yeah, I'll definitely try. I'll definitely do that. Maybe it's next. Um,
It's just how my
because
brain works. I always look at analytics and different things and stuff like that. So it's just stuff that I notice, you know what I mean?
yeah, I actually got a lot of views regarding the myth regarding the mulatto.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look, I never claimed to be an expert. I never claimed to be consider myself an so everything that I discussed was based on my interaction with mulatto. And I
Mhm.
know that some people they look at the term as a negative. I look at it as a neutral term.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just one of those things for me. It doesn't like bother me either way. I'm not like one of those people that's like offended by it. Um, I just don't call myself that or whatever, but like, yeah, it doesn't bother me if other people call themselves that. In fact,
Yeah, yeah,
remember when I first deleted my other channel and then I had made another channel? I actually did have that channel named Diary of a Mulatto, remember? So actually I have used it once for a little
yeah.
bit of time and
Hmm.
and then I just separated myself from that because, I didn't want to be associated with that group or whatever.
But you know what the problem is that the only ones that we know that identified themselves as mulattoes, um, they have been very like uh, ex-
It's breaking up, Jose. You said they've been what?
controversial.
You're right. All the all the people with like mulatto or mulatta in their screen name have been, yeah, pretty much nut jobs so far anyway. Mhm.
Yes. Good evening. Embrace your curls. Thank you.
Hey, BFK. Hey, honey.
But yeah,
How you doing? But yeah, it doesn't bother me either way. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like when I first came out, I would be like, the identity police and stuff like that, because I was a little bit overzealous. But at this point in the game, like, my concern isn't policing biracial people on how they identify. I would rather just have like a space and a place where we can talk about stuff and, you know, have a voice, defend ourselves on certain issues or whatever it is, or just educate other people on what the experience is like. Um, you know, I'm not really interested in policing anybody's identity or whatever, especially biracial people's, because we get that constantly.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this is my thing. I mean, if you choose to identify yourself with whatever, I'm basically going to. It's not my job to figure out who's what and who's not what.
Yeah, and some of these people in these spaces, they be so triggered when biracial people identify as black. But the one thing that you notice is that when you hear these biracial people that identify as black, they always say, "Yeah, well, I know I'm biracial." It's like they know, no matter what, how they identify or what they say they are, they still ultimately know that they're biracial. So it doesn't really matter if you try to like police them or not. You know what I mean? Like they know what the hell they are. They don't need nobody else to tell them. Although
Well,
I
in
would
all
encourage
fairness,
everybody to just, claim what they are just to avoid any harassment or ridicule. But, you know, it's not, I don't care. Everybody can do what they want to do, really.
look, my thing is this: it's not my place to police who you are and what you think or how you wish to identify yourself. I mean, if you want to identify yourself as as a can of tuna, by all means, I don't care. Okay, really, I really don't care. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just that it's not my place to worry about titles and kings and who they are and what they're not. I'm too old for that, and I just believe in letting people self-identify as they see fit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Good evening,
Well, the one
April.
thing that I will
Thank,
call out though
thank.
on YouTube is people that pretend to be us. Yeah, I do play identity police to them though. That's content. You know what I mean? If you're cosplaying as us, then yeah, you might make a video.
Okay. Well, um, I don't consider myself mulatto. I'm Latino, and of course, okay, most of us
Hey, Irby.
embrace the fact that we have cultures. Okay.
But
Respect.
I still consider you a mixed race person, Jose. Even though people call you white or whatever, I still consider you a mixed race person with a different culture.
Well, it's just that. I mean, let's keep it. So-called
Your sound went
world.
out.
Men. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hundreds of years ago, when the Spaniards came to the New World, many of them did not bring women. And of course, men are. They're going to do whatever they can to exercise their carnal needs. So some
Mm,
of them were actually exercise their needs with some of the indigenous women. Or what they did, they brought women from Africa, and they did the Nazis with them, and that explains why we have, different, shapes and hues in our culture.
hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, mixed race people.
Yeah, it's just that it just boggles my mind that some of our people are so fixated um, with Spain and focusing so much on the Spanish element of our culture and disregard the African and the influence of the indigenous people.
Well, I mean, the whole world is under the programming of white is right, the whole world.
That is that is true. Now, of
Hmm.
course, um,
Oh, your sound went out again. What'd you say?
I said that you have dealt with your share of haters as well.
Hey, April.
Um, do you hear me?
I can hear you. I was just saying hi to April. She entered the chat.
Okay. Oh, yes. So I'm just saying that you have dealt with your share of haters as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're not going, I mean, it is what it is. If anybody that achieves a certain amount of success, yeah, I'm sorry about that. They're going to have haters.
Yeah.
Okay. It's either going to be because you know, or it's going to be because of the people that you choose to have, or that somehow you had some beef with one person in another platform.
Yeah, because I really had to think about like my situation. And I notice, and I've said this before, that whenever I get around the 2000 mark, as far as subscribers, that's when like the hate usually intensifies and gets like hectic. And I enjoy making content. Like I'm passionate about it. It's fun. But I don't necessarily want to be like famous like some YouTubers do because it actually gives me like a lot of anxiety. And so I realized that I actually like the climb of building a channel more than actually having a lot of attention on me. So that's just kind of like something that I deal with. But, I've just realized now that it just comes with the game or whatever. And honestly, I mean, it sounds boring and there's isn't really much to add to it except for just to ignore them, pay them dust. That's what I do now. I just pay them dust.
Yes, that is so true. And I said this before, and I'm going to keep saying, you cannot control what other people say or react about you. You control what is your response.
Hmm.
Okay. I mean, take a look some of the stuff that people have. Well, actually, one individual had said about me. I mean, it's just that certain individuals, bless their hearts, um, they're troubled.
Yeah.
And one thing I've seen, the people tend to get triggered simply by you being the best version of yourself.
Yeah, it's usually, at least in my experience, mostly out of jealousy. Like the hate that I've gotten is mostly
Yeah,
just been out of jealousy of like attention or numbers or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I literally have like 450 something subscribers, and I still get like a lot of views compared to my number. So that's generally, at least on YouTube, most of where the hate comes from other, not subs, but like from other content creators.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's true. It's never dawned on them. Instead of hating, just focus on the best person of yourself. But the people that are, that the only way that they can feel good is by attacking other people.
Mhm. Yeah, that is true.
Or was it possibly?
I'm retired from crashing out, so I don't come out here and crash out anymore. I just report on other people crashing out. Because you got to be invested to actually crash out. You got to like care, you know? And I don't really care as much anymore about the fuckery.
Yeah, but
Because I realize that no
it
matter what people say
really,
about you,
yeah,
I realize that no matter what people say about you, that the people that just want to misunderstand you, they're going to believe it no matter what. So you're literally wasting your time even coming out here and even defending it because you're adding more fuel to the fire and you're spreading that rumor even more by addressing it and engaging. And people that don't like you, they're not going to believe you anyways, even if the proof is right in front of their face. So it really is like pointless unless you want to use it, to get numbers or whatever off drama. But other than that, yeah, it's just pretty much it's not even worth it.
yeah. You know what, Irby? I think just bear in mind, who you are as a person and who all the haters are. Okay, because knowledge is power.
Yeah. And so is a level head where it's just like, okay, you say I'm this and you say I'm that and you say I'm this. Who gives a fuck? What's next? And, you know, it works.
Well, look, when these people say what they think about yours truly, first of all, let's keep it. We're never gonna speak and see these people in real. They're gonna hide behind an avatar. Um, those that know you are, so you really don't have to explain yourself. Those who believe the false narrative, um, you know, all I can say, bless their hearts.
Hmm.
Okay.
Also, too, you have to like look at it when you're like, when you have like all of these people that are saying horrible things about you. And then you look at them and you look at their character, and 9 times out of 10, these are usually horrific people themselves. And it's just like, like, bitch, please. Like, you could really judge anybody. Like, you're trash. So there's that as well.
Well, I find it funny that people who don't know jack above us are the ones to speak on us.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I don't really have too many people bothering me at this point, and I'm enjoying the peace for that. Of course, there's always going to be like certain people they're going to like, talk about me, but when people just talk about you and talk about you and talk about you and you never respond to them and you never engage with them, eventually people start to see that like where the real problem lies and they're just like ultimately making themselves look bad more than you. So I just let them talk themselves into their own graves. I got a person that's
Well, I
constantly
mean, look,
tagging me.
you know,
Like I don't give a fuck if you keep tagging me. Like I'm not gonna respond or even acknowledge that you're alive.
look, I've been tagged as well. I mean, hey, I mean, at this point, whatever. Um, but the fact of the matter is, the people that will say what they say, they all have issues. Okay. They have issues. Some of them need therapy. Some of them need deliverance, and some of them need to be placed in a rubber room with a straitjacket.
Hmm. Yeah, like somebody had sent me an email with like screenshots of EU spreading like horrible rumors about me in her Discord that she knows are not true or whatever, that just narratives that have came from psychotic people. And I was pretty proud of myself. I just ignored it. I didn't come out here, I didn't drag her ass, I didn't do any, I just let it go. Like, I don't give a shit. Let these people think what they want to think, you know? But some of these people are butthurt, you know, and they act like they're so big and they're so successful and they're this and they're that, and yet, you know, they're wasting their time behind paywalls spreading rumors about me. It's like, bitch, please. You're a fucking weirdo.
No, but one thing there's a couple of things I will give you credit for. Number one, taking accountability for your actions and the growth that you have demonstrated as far as maturity.
Oh no, see, because like the old Gigi, anybody bringing up my family and stuff like that, I would have definitely came out here and crashed out. Like I would have, if it would have been like 2 years ago, it would have been a bloody scene out here for EU. Okay, but at the end of the day, let's be honest, she's a miserable human being. She's full of self hate. She's bleaching herself into oblivion, and she's selling out her own self for coins. So with those type of people, you know, their whole life is a drag. You don't even have to drag them. Their life is a drag.
Well, I mean, look, when it comes to individuals in general, that the only way that they can get any satisfaction is to, like, you know, say mean things or nasty things about other people. It just shows you how empty and shallow they are.
Hmm. Also, too,
Okay.
I try to like. I feel like I try to be a rational person, and so I'll think of things from both sides. So I'm like, oh, look at this person; they're saying horrific lies about me. And then on the other side, I'm like, well, this bitch is big mad and she's big bitter because um I showed everybody her picture and what she really looked like. So, you know, whatever. Let her be mad. It's fine.
Well, you know how I view the members of the Pretty Girl Club. I mean, I don't need to repeat myself.
Yeah. Oh, she's a joke.
Uh, Yeah.
She's a smart joke, but she's still a joke.
Well, I mean, I guess there's a reason to the madness, and that's how some people become, successful, or that's their idea of success.
Well, because there's two ways that you can do YouTube, right? You can do it with like your ethics in place intact, or you can just like sell out. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you can create work that you can't even be proud of, that you have to keep secret from everyone because it's a shame on yourself. And so, you know, one way is the fast way and one way is the slow and steady way. But either way, as long as you continue on, you're still going to reach that goal. So
Yeah,
everybody doesn't have
and
integrity.
that's true. But I'm happy to say that I have managed to grow without going to the dark.
Yeah, you're pushing 700 now, Jose. You're almost there.
Yeah, and all of it pure content. Nothing, nothing ratchet, nothing nasty, nothing
I
putrid.
wouldn't say nothing, but yeah, minimal. Minimal.
Yeah, yeah. For the most part, I managed to stay to the high road.
What's Irby talking about? YouTube playing with my streams, so I wanna. What do you mean playing with your streams?
It could be maybe it's getting some community strikes, or maybe um something about the content. So, Irby, can you just clarify what you mean by that? Oh,
I
okay.
don't know. I feel. Oops, hold on. Let me go back to StreamYard. I don't know. I feel like when Irby go, oh, they're not sending notifications. Well, you just started out, Irby. you gotta
Uh,
you gotta make love to the algorithm longer than 5 minutes, for her to do what you want her to do. Okay, you're gonna have to put in some work,
yeah,
buddy.
look. The fact of the matter is, he's a new content creator, so it's going to take a while for the algorithm to kick in.
And also, Irby, you just don't realize since you at least know a bunch of people out here and people do watch your stuff, you already have a leg up. If you were starting from like zero, you would have like three people, one person watch. Like you would have one view, two view, three. Like you already have. You're literally doing well.
Yeah, you're doing better than a lot of these so-called content creators. Okay, that maybe get what, 3 views unless they're trashing somebody.
Yeah, because I seen Irby have a lot of people over there supporting. So, which I knew that would be the case anyway. So you'll be fine. You just gotta put in some work and upload, upload, upload.
Yeah,
Because I
look,
didn't even
I
see that it was
truly
his
believe
birthday.
this.
I didn't
This is
even get that post. They didn't put it on my timeline either. I didn't know it was his birthday until I
yeah.
saw him in Janet's chat.
Well, I did wish you a happy birthday on yesterday's stream, but it takes a while for the algorithm to kick in.
It does. And even if you just like don't even post for a while, it'll still be acting dumb with you. And it'll make you work a little bit more and put in, more uploads or whatever.
Yeah, and look, it takes time, and you have to devote time to create content. Not everyone has the time to to do videos, to do the editing, to do the research and things of that nature, because other people have lives outside of YouTube.
It's a business, and then just like any business, you're gonna like you're gonna get out of it what you put in. So if you put a lot of work into it, then you're gonna get great results. If you put a little bit of work in it, you're not gonna get such great results. And you have to like continue to
Yeah,
push yourself and try to like learn new things to try to flip it up. Because like even right now, like I'm like I need to do something different or because if you look at my videos when I first came out compared to now, it's a complete difference. So I'm always like learning new things or different ways to edit or different. But I've been kind of stagnant for a while. So I already know in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I need to do more. I need to learn more. I need to do something different, put a little pizzazz on it. But that kind of mindset is what's going to make your channel grow because your audience also wants to see you grow and elevate and improve and glow
yeah.
up.
And let us not forget you have other responsibility as well, because you are a mother, a wife. You have other things that occupy your time.
Yeah, that's another thing too. So when you have family and kids and spouses or boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever it is that you have, um, to do well on YouTube, you're gonna have to sacrifice some sleep. Like it's like almost midnight right now, and my everybody's sleeping here, and I'm up here helping my good friend Jose out, you know.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your presence.
But but that's my point though, is that you have to sacrifice a little bit, I've had several channels and even like my first channel, we'd be up all night on live stream till 2, 3 in the morning, you know what I mean? And I'd have to get up at 6 to get the kids ready for school. So it's just a
Yeah.
sacrifice.
I mean, I still can't forget that I actually did one live that lasted almost 5 hours, and unfortunately, that's the one when everything went a little. Right?
That what now?
That that everything that once it lasted, it, it got a
Your
little
board
crazy
game.
towards the end.
Which
Okay,
one?
can you? Um, it was like I think 2 or 3 years ago. 3 years ago, more stupid games. I mean,
Were we
I
fighting with
mean,
Ona?
no, actually, okay, actually, it was uh, you
I think that was my
dreaming and then
wildest stream
yeah,
when we were all
you
drunk and we
dreaming,
were screaming.
you dreaming and then arguing with Brotep.
Oh, you're talking about on your live stream.
Yes,
Oh, okay, okay. Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about mine. Yeah, that was a wild one.
yeah.
Jose doesn't like to have the ratchet and stuff, but sometimes we got to bring him a little bit of ratchet and kick up the numbers a little bit. It works.
Well, I gotta admit it. That one got the most vibes. Most views. I think it's close to 600 now.
Yeah.
But
So
I look at it this way. It, I look at it this way. It it was a lesson learned. Okay.
it was what?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're
So
Borgin.
I've learned, to make. Yeah, it's my inter. I don't know. It's my internet. I may have to start doing lives on my phone because the internet comes and goes. But with every fiasco, I've learned. So, how's
Yeah,
Jimmy
it's
doing?
Borgin.
If I may ask. Yeah.
She's doing
Can you hear me?
good. Yeah, I can hear you. She's
Okay.
doing good. I was talking to her
Oh,
the other day,
okay.
and she dropped her little video on the Hodge twins or whatever, which was good. The Hodge
Oh
twins
yes,
have
I
been
saw.
getting they've been getting a lot of attention, negative attention lately for their antics. They're another one that, they're an example as well of people just doing the most for views. And, these are people that have millions of subscribers and they're still, you know, selling out and acting stupid for views. So just like right now we're chill and we're just talking
Well,
normal. So like the people that are gonna watch are people that like us or whatever, or like you, I should say, it's your channel. But rando people that are just gonna click on it and want to be like watching new shit, they're looking for drama, or they're looking for some sort of a clown show or buffoonery or something. So you see people like the Hodge
yeah.
twins that have over 1 million subscribers and they're still doing the buffoonery, you know, just to keep them YouTube checks coming in.
Yeah, unfortunately, what happens is when you live on the buffoonery, then you have to do even more crazier stuff to get attention. And of course, if you're not careful, you can get hit with the community guidelines, or your channel can be deleted.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, if you saw you did see my video, because I think yeah, you shared it, maybe you did. But my one that I did on biracial people, I just did or whatever, and I was talking about that as well, about like how like everybody doesn't have to come out and make hate content to get attention. Like you can still get attention without being like hateful or whatever. And I will say that in this space, when you come here, it's like a culture shock. And so, like, you see people like with all this weird ass content and like they get rewarded for it, because people like reward the hatred in this space. And so, like, I feel like when new content creators come here, they're like, oh, this is how I have to behave to get some like attention around here. And that's why I'm like, you don't have to do that, because the people that you're watching for like inspiration to do this type of content, the motherfuckers aren't even like monetized, except for like EU, but she's smart enough to mix it up where it's not just like her shit isn't too wild like that. You know what I mean? But like these other people that have like, like Angry Biracial, Mulatto Vanguard, like the motherfuckers ain't got no fucking monetized channels. That shit, Angry Biracial shit got snatched. And Mulatto Vanguard's been out here for how many years and he still isn't monetized. So these people will come out and tell you, you need to do this and you need to do that and be like this and be like that, when they aren't even getting coin on YouTube. So, like, really, what is the point of all of this? Like, to put yourself out there, to ruin your reputation, to ruin your name, and you're not even getting paid for it? I mean, to be honest, I understand it more, at least if you're getting paid for it. So,
Yeah, but no, I'm happy with the fact that my
Irby, I know they're not biracial, but they still are mixed race people. So, and
no, but
yeah, they're light
mhm.
skinned with green eyes, like, or blue eyes.
No, but I'm happy with the fact that my channel is growing without going through stuff for the most part.
Irby says angry biracial is getting donations. He'll be fine. Do you know what a struggle that is to depend on your audience to fucking cash app you, to give you a donation? You think that that's better than getting AdSense check? It's not. It's not. That AdSense check is going to come every month on that 21st, on that 22nd, and you don't have to worry about nobody giving you nothing for nothing.
I mean, and that's it's just that. Look, no disrespect and get biracial, but the problem is when you constantly depending on controversial topics um, to try to get your point. It gets to a point where people are going to get turned away, and I mean, yeah, people are going to try to make money off your content, but the thing is this: when you constantly make content, it gets to the point where you know I'm part of the monetized program.
Let's put it like this. Vanguard has opened up a Patreon to try to get some money. What does that tell you? And but his channel is not monetized. That's because they won't monetize that shit. That's why. Okay? Angry Biracial, he had a good run, but they came and they cut that shit off and threw that shit into the dirt too. So, you just got to be like smart with how you do your content, and there are ways that you can go about things with getting your point across without, having hate speech.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not so much what people talk about. It's the way that they talk about it. Okay, like for example, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, I talked about the um, the history regarding the LGBTQ community, and so basically, I was able to, talk about their history and be educational without being negative. For me, that was a bit of
Yeah. Yeah, I try to avoid it or whatever, and then when I want to come over and talk my little shit or whatever, I just come do it on your channel. I come over here and be a little bit messy.
um. Actually, I think you're more spicy than messy.
Well, I mean, I guess depending on how you look at it, you know.
I mean, look, there's some people you either love them or you hate them. It's that simple.
What'd you say, Jose?
I say certain people, certain creators, either you love them or you hate them. It's that simple.
Yes, and if you watch my channel long enough, you'll end up getting offended at some point, but you'll be all right. Come and check out the next video. You'll be just fine. Everybody gonna get offended eventually, cause anybody can get these hands.
But one
Cause I
thing,
talk about all types of people. I
yeah.
don't just pick one specific group. You know what I mean?
I mean, I just look at it this way. You just expressing your point of view. I remember when you had your Troll channel and your course you made your commentary regarding different content creators a couple of times. You did make a couple of humorous remarks about yours truly, but I know it wasn't fun.
Yeah, that was good, man. I wish I would have lasted longer before they found me out. That was a good channel.
Yeah, but see the difference is I can take it. Not everyone has the maturity to do that.
Yeah, Jake Bell got me on that one. You know, they say, I don't know if it's true, but they say that that channel Biracial Voices, that's Jake's channel. It has a lot of subscribers, but I don't know how you can I don't think you can monetize that because you don't give no commentary or you don't add anything to the videos. All you do is just upload other people's content. That's what he does on that channel. But I like the channel though. I like, it has all different, you know, different biracial people speaking on their experiences and stuff. I like the channel. I mean, regardless of however I feel about him or whatever, like good content is good content, whether you create it or not. It's a place where I can go and see a bunch of different biracial people giving their experiences. So I appreciate it.
Wasn't he a close friend of um Future, an ally?
Yeah, in the beginning, he used to try to do that for us, and he was just like, "Oh, let me help you with this, and let me help you with that, and we can do Discord this, and we can do this," and but we never trusted him, so we just didn't work with him. So then he went and he started working with Magic, and then Magic ended up going over to TikTok, and then he linked up with Future, and so as far as I know, he's linked up with Future. Yeah,
I mean, to each one's own. That's all I can say.
I used my discernment in that situation, and thank God I didn't trust him. you know.
Well, truthfully, I didn't know too much about him, and I don't place my trust on people that I don't know anything about because you have to be fully vetted. Okay, I interact with contact creators, but there's very few that I actually really trust.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and in that type of situation, you got to have some level of trust to let people in your channel or in your Discord. And let them start moving things around and controlling things and stuff like that. And I wasn't interested in that at all.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, we're always going to have haters. We just have to learn how to deal with them. That's all.
Exactly.
So,
Well, I'm gonna go to bed,
anything
Jose. I'm
else?
tired. No, I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm getting.
take my ass to bed.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to bed 'cause I gotta get up at 5. But thank you very much for stopping by.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to wrap this up. So the final thing that I wish to say is that look, we all gonna have haters, multiple reasons. The best thing you can learn is, and the best way to deal with them is just to ignore them outright. Okay? Because if you engage with them, it just goes back and forth and it never ends. So with that being said, I will be live on my other channel on Thursday when I'll be speaking about Cuban customs and traditions. So um it'll be an interesting topic, and of course first topics. So huge shout out to those who in the chat. Huge shout out for Gigi stopping by. The playback again, do your thing. You're more than welcome to enter your comments. Just try to keep it respectable. Okay. And all I can say regarding the haters, bless their hearts. Okay. The fact that you have haters, it just shows that you're being successful. And of course, I'm going to close the same way that I always close. You must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected with their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, saying good night, be blessed, and peace.